Hey everyone, welcome back to Fire Emblem Hazards, and we're starting off with Fodlan von Ire. So yeah, there goes Vegas Knight. So yeah, we're just back at this part, we're just finishing up the battle here, and yeah, literally this part will end. Oh, there goes Sepith. Yeah, it took a bit to take down again. Sepith is bulky, but at the same time, again, he's got the wyvern problems of like, where's my magic? I mean, where's my res? Again, I find it so ironic that the hardest person, the person that gave me the most shit was Flane of all people. Like, because Gilbert, at least when I first had him, you know, Gilbert gives me a little bit of shit. Gilbert's slow, but he, like that, he hurts him. For some reason, he landed with a fucking 32. But again, he's slow, but again, he's got decent magical res. And his physical res is better, but his magical res ain't too bad either. So at least he's kind of a little bit bulky. Oh, there she goes to the lightning attack. Yeah, Hubert got the same idea. And I think I do the same for Lysithia too, and it just works. It just works. But yeah, like, again, Catherine didn't give me nearly as much shit. You know, Cyril was no problem. I think that was it. Even Rhea wasn't that bad. Yeah, which we'll see. I mean, you will see in the thumbnail. Like, again, Sepith was like, I had to really, because I couldn't run in with, what's-her-face, Petra, because she would have got one shot. And there I go. Wow, I didn't realize my dodge was that high. Good lord. Anyway. So, yeah, we're just finishing up this chapter, and, you know, once you get inside, things start becoming, you know, that's when, things will become a little more congested, and you've really got to try and take down as many enemies as possible within your turn, otherwise you're gonna get overrun very easily. And they got ballistas and all that too, so be careful. Yeah. Oh, yeah, she missed. Yeah, that was a weird fit. Yeah, for some reason the battle animation didn't play, and it just... And yeah, I don't know what happened there. The game must have like randomly glitched. Yeah, I just did this because Linhardt's incredibly close to something up. Also, I think he's got Pervase or Guard, so he can like if he's got a little bit of HP left over. Yeah, Guard. He only took half, so that type thing. And again, Linhardt only needs a little bit to level up. He's also going to get Warp very soon, which again, that is awesome. So yeah, there goes Dorothea with Hexblade. Looking at it. Again, Hexblade on characters like Manuela and Marianne and stuff like that, really cool stuff. I don't know if Lysithia gets it. All I know is I remember when I get Lysithia, I make it so that she can use 11 sword because she's damn impressive with it. So yeah, this is out after I made Top 8 Black Eagles, which the reception's been very good and I'm glad you all liked it very much. But it's also like, it's been very interesting to see, because again, I knew that people were split on Edelgard, but it's interesting to see people like who don't like Edelgard just to see their viewpoint. Because from what, some of the more points I can gather, well, some people just don't like because they don't think she's a very entertaining character, which, you know, fair enough, I mean, she's not meant to be, but to each their own. And yeah, this person's going to get herself killed because she's a fucking idiot. Again, green units! But then and it's just interesting to see all the different arguments and so on. Again, I haven't played fully Blue Lions and Golden Deer and stuff like that, but all things considered, because I am doing Silver, because I have done Crimson Flower, I think, well, obviously I know the most about Edelgard because of that room. And it's just interesting to see different people's viewpoints on, like, stuff like that. Because some arguments I've seen have tried to make the case, like, again, one argument I saw, which I thought, like, while the idea is sound, oh yeah, see, Mercedes is the only one who can actually kind of magic tanker. Kind of. One idea that on paper is sound, but I feel doesn't work, that someone brought up. Again, it's a nice idea, I just don't feel it would have worked the way they thought it would. Yeah, so now he's A rank, Linhardt. Now he's got Warp, and, well, Warp is Warp. First strike, now Warp. Yeah, Bernadetta had to be the one, so she's got the distance, and she just goes for it. Sorry, Flynn, I didn't mean to! Poor thing. Was that, they were saying that because, you know, obviously the ones that sliver in the dark are the real bad guys of Three Houses, because they affect each pathway. They're the ones that do the really bad stuff. They are the most evil group. And oh look, the Death Knight's here. Yeah, it's like, oh no, the most terrifying enemy games are Death Knight. We're at the point where we don't care.
Don't worry.
Yeah, we're at the point where we don't care, Death Knight. And again, because I recorded this long before the DLC, so I wasn't able to get him or anything. Or something like that. Yeah, so yeah, Rhea comes forth, and then we get all the, So you kill the three main commanders, and then you get the you get to deal with Catherine, Cyril, and Rhea herself. Yeah. And well, Rhea again, Cyril's very much like Sepith, but a bit faster. I don't think he's as bulky. Oh yeah, Petra's like, okay. And Catherine is the type where attack Catherine on your face. Do not let Catherine attack you on her face because, you know, Thunderbrand is like a brave weapon. So you really, really, really don't want to fucking deal with that. So anyway, as I was saying about the thing, so some people suggested, like, why didn't Edelgard just work with the church to get rid of those who step from the dark? And see, that's not the big picture. That's not what, you know, the main goal. Because granted, because they say they're the ones who did all this stuff to Edelgard, which they did, and that's why she wants to get rid of them. But the main thing Edelgard is trying to do is to change the overall infrastructure of Fodlan, like how being a non-believer kind of segregates you, how much Cress is sought after in society, because, you know, that's part of the church too. You know, obviously it's more the sliver of people, they're more interested in it, but obviously it's still somehow connected, it's still tied to the church in some regard. How the nobility and poor there is such a huge divide. Granted, you know, the church has done good things, but obviously Edelgard is like, you know, she believes that, you know, the system needs to be changed. And here's the thing. Edelgard needed to face the church because the church, at the end of the day, they're the ones on top. They are the most powerful force. Like, yeah, Edelgard is an emperor, and she, like, the empire is bigger than the kingdom and the alliance. Separately, obviously. They're the biggest, it's the most powerful of them. Oh, there goes Ferdinand. Again, that really didn't look like a critical. But, with the case of Edelgard, she had the strongest, she had the empire, so she had the only force possible of opposing the church. Granted, she's, you know, she's not as strong as the church by herself, but she's the closest to it. The church are, at the end of the day, they are the ones on top, and because of that, they ultimately, what they say goes. Because even if Edelgard worked with the kingdom and the alliance to negotiate with the church and try and, you know, change Fodlan, it might take forever to do so. Like, again, because a lot of the time, when it comes to, like, debates and changing society, you know, political debates can take what feels like forever. I mean, I don't want to get too political, but this fucking Brexit situation is the biggest waste of time in human history, because people don't take action, they just keep debating. Granted, I'm always for debate, I'm always for discussing. I don't believe in just, you know, taking things by force, obviously. But, you know, at the same time, there is the case of, you know, sometimes debate can take too long, and by then, it's already too late. And with Edelgard's case, you gotta remember, I think this, because again, Black Eagle's route, hold on, yeah, really brings this to fruition. Edelgard has nothing left. She, like, her family's pretty much all gone. All her brothers and sisters and, like, parents and uncles and all that, they're all gone, pretty much. She's the last one, and even then, because she's an experiment on it, there's no way to know how long she'll last. She might, like, die in 10 years. Because, yeah, Lysape has the same problem. Obviously, Edelgard isn't as concerned, but, you know, she might not last very long. So she's very much like, it's a now or never situation. If I don't act now, no one will ever maybe do it. You know, the church will get too powerful, and they'll never think to rebel against them. Which, again, I get that, because, again, like, again, when someone is at a point of power, because here's the thing with the church, because, again, they are so powerful, because, again, their influences across Fodlan is absolutely huge. They are the top dog, essentially. And what they say goes. Remember, the ones in power are the ones that essentially... Oh, very nice level up. They write history to favour themselves, most and not all the time, and they're the ones that dictate what goes. So, and see, and that ties into another thing. If the church was a bit more open with some of the flaws they did, and they were, you know... Like, obviously, they don't have to be perfect, but they were a bit more like, yeah, we've made some mistakes, but we're working to improve them. Then I'd get it, and then I'd say, Edelgard, you're taking this too far. But that's the thing, that's what Free House does, it's brilliant. While the church has done things that are good, they are also very, very stubborn. They are so stuck in their ways that they pretty much refuse to admit they're wrong. Because again, we've seen this in, like, after, like, chapter 4, after you got Thunderbrand, not Thunderbrand, you know, sort of the creator and stuff. The church makes it clear that their way is the right way, and anyone who disagrees just pretty much like fuck you, and that's why I think that's why I can get behind Edelgard, because the people in power are so stubborn, you know. And remember, that's the type of person Rhea is. Her beliefs, again, at the end of the day, what she feels is right goes, and if she doesn't agree, fuck you. And if worse comes to worse, she'll just turn into a monster and eat you. And again, I think that ties to what she's so stubborn, and she wants everything to be her way. Granted, you know, again, she's done good things for the world. But then now the church has reached a point where they're just way too strong. They have the biggest influence.
Let's break it!
They are the ones who say everything, and they are stubbornly sticking to their way of life. They're not compromising. And I think that's again, that's why Edelgard wants to take them down. Because again, if you don't take, and again, like, because again, if she didn't do this, maybe there would never be another generation that would, or it would take too long and people would suffer longer and longer. Because again, the longer it goes on, probably the more and more the church will be able to become powerful. And again, she doesn't really want that. So, while the idea of working with the church is nice, the problem is that because of how the church is set up, I don't think it would have worked. Because even if they tried to discuss things, those discussions could be going on for God knows how long. Knowing Rhea, she probably wouldn't, like, she'd be better. Even if, like, Dimitri and Claude, like, were on Edelgard's side, Rhea probably wouldn't budge. I reckon over time, maybe she would, but God knows how long that would take. That's the thing. Again, Edelgard's, you know... And again, another thing that they point out, Edelgard hasn't fought this through completely thoroughly. Because again, remember, the lords are quite young. They're not like super educated, like they know everything rulers that have years and years of experience. You know, Edelgard hasn't really thought this through. She's trying to just do what she can for a more immediate solution. Because even like her supports with Manuela Hanneman and, again, all these level ups. Manuela Hanneman, Ferdinand point out there's stuff she hasn't considered, there's things she has to rethink. But again, she's kind of looking more to the here and now because she doesn't act now. She's like, she'll lose everything. Which again, so that's why I'm cool with her. And again, I get the idea that the person was going on was like, why didn't she just work with the church? But it's because of what the church has been established to be that I feel it wouldn't have worked. Granted, I may be wrong, maybe in a different, because again, also remember, this is pre-time skip. You can't judge it via post-time skip, because obviously post-time skip things change. That's because Edelgard sets it in motion. Judging by pre-time skip, the church obviously very set in their ways and they're not compromising. Which is why I feel Edelgard had to do what she had to do. Because again, the kid, like, no one else would oppose the church. She's the only one who would do it. And B, she's the only one who has the power to do it. Because the kingdom by itself wouldn't be strong enough. Go Genji. And the alliance by themselves wouldn't be strong enough. The only one that could possibly be strong enough is the Empire. They're the only ones because it's the biggest nation. Or the biggest force. So now we're going up against Kun. Bye-bye, Cyril. Also, yeah, then there comes a bit which was quite interesting for Rhea. Because, like, whenever someone loses here, Rhea does make, you know, she is upset. She does want them to prioritize their safety and so on. Which, again, because, you know, she's still in power. She's still trying to put on the brave faces and all that jazz. But what's really interesting is, when you do Crystal Flower and you get further and further into it, Rhea starts to lose her shit. And she's kind of like, fuck it. She's just like, fuck it. Like, even Catherine, like, questions, should we really do it? She's like, Catherine, do not fucking question me. And it's like, because remember, Catherine has been super loyal to Rhea. And, like, for Rhea to snap at Catherine like that, it's like, again, like I said, Rhea is incredibly two-faced. That's why I don't like her. I don't think it makes her a bad character. I think she's quite interesting. Because, again, remember, she's a monster. She's a beast at the end of the day. So again, this is why you don't fight Catherine on, like, don't let Catherine attack you. She'll just fuck you up. But, as I was saying, so this is why, again, it makes sense for her to add like this, because she is part beast. But again, it just goes to show how two-faced she is. And again, that's why also, like, having the church in power is not a really good thing. Again, I'm not saying that having a beast person in power can't work. You know, it can work if it's done right. But the problem is you've seen how unstable Rhea is, and how, you know, prone to anger she is, and how vicious she is. You know, that woman is fucking dangerous. So again, I think it would be better for Claude, Edelgard, or Dimitri to lead. Granted, none of them are perfect, but I feel they'd be a better choice than Rhea, just because probably they have a better grasp on humanity and they're not so stubborn, so to speak. Because that's the main thing about Rhea, she is so stubborn. I reckon, like, obviously, like, Dimitri's kind of, like, you know, Dimitri goes a bit batshit crazy, Edelgard can be a little bit heartless, and Claude's a bit of a backstabbing.
Oh, let's break it!
You know, could be a bit of a backstabber. But I feel they have more honor and integrity than Rhea, and they probably do a better job of ruling, personally. I mean, that's just me. Yeah, well, Rhea's a bit of a bitch. And you can see how Rhea has just kind of, like, her influence over people. Like, they swear their loyalty. Like, again, obviously, you know, Hubert swears his loyalty to Edelgard, but the other people are practically, you know, hypnotized by Rhea. And it's kind of disturbing. Because, like, even, like, again, the only one, like, to question Rhea was Sethith, and rightfully so, but no one else ever did. They just kind of went along with Rhea and stuff like that. At least, you know, other people question their other lords. You know, Felix has a go at, and Ingrid have a go at Dimitri every now and then. I can't really say for Claude because I haven't played thing. I think there's one point where Lorenz has a go at Claude, and even, like, you know, like, Ferdinand challenges Edelgard quite a few times. So, as you can say, there are people who go out their way to question the Lords, but like, aside from Sephiroth, no one questions Rhea. Well, they probably don't dare to, because Rhea's fucking crazy. Yeah.
How dare you betray me?
And yeah, like I said, the moment you turn your back to her, she just absolutely denounces you. It's not like she's angry, but secretly deep down, like she's upset or she wants you to come back. She's just like, fuck you. No, fuck you. And again, that's what makes Rhea such a strong character, but also why I hate her so much. Because usually, like, again, when you're this close to someone and you trust this someone so much, I know Rhea wants him as a vessel and all that jazz, but for you to just instantly turn on a dime and, like, it's like, god damn. It's like, at least in Fates, oh yeah, this is just different character relations. I'm not saying how Fates is better writing of Fates. This is just different character relations. At least in Fates, when aside from maybe Xander, and even though that bit with Xander was really highly questionable, at least, or Takumi also, but Takumi, it made sense. He lost his shit. At least when you fought against your siblings, they still, like, even if they were to kill you and kill her, they still cared for you deep down. You were enemies, but, thing. And here's the thing, here's the thing between Edelgard and Thing. Like, Rhea has a massive go, like, oh, you betrayed, the goddess, and it's like, I've got, again, Edelgard makes it clear, the goddess isn't the problem, faith isn't the problem, it's the church. Again, the church are the problem because of how they are controlling Fodlan. It's not the concept of faith, it's not the fact that people believe in the goddess. And here we go. Get fucked, bitch. So yeah, again, it's like any type of power thing. It's not necessarily like what they believe in is wrong, it's their actions and all that jazz. It's like extreme religious fundamentalism. Being religious is absolutely fine, it's wonderful. If you have faiths and beliefs that teach you to be a better person, don't hurt others, that's wonderful. It's when you start enforcing the beliefs, that is the problem. And again, that's essentially what Edelgard's saying. The goddess, the faith, that's not the problem. The way you're going about practically demanding people be believers and all that jazz, and the way you're controlling the world is the problem. So yeah. And again, Rhea gets pissed. Also, yeah, someone did point this out in the comments, but yeah, there's only one at the end, but there's a real lack of cutscenes in Crimson Flower, which again, I really think Crimson Flower was very rushed through. If they do DLC, maybe give it some extra chapters, that'd be great, maybe extra cutscenes. I highly doubt it. But yeah, so like, because again, Silver Snow, you have a proper cutscene, but here it's just like, shit happens. Again, Crimson Flower, as much as I like the maps and all that jazz, again, the story isn't bad or anything, it just feels so rushed, and it's a bit upsetting. But anyway, so that's the end of that part, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for tuning in. So next time we meet, we're jumping 5 years to the future, and we're reuniting with Edelgard for a very, very tender reunion where we finally make moves to end this war once and for all. Until then, thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care and have a wonderful